Yo, what is up guys, and welcome back to a new video on my channel. Today we are back with PSGL Brazil qualifying, and we're jumping right into the action. Qualifying won my first lap, and you can see I just want to show you sometimes there's distractions, like here Tomac didn't notice that I was on a lap, so I had massive 30 and didn't know when he's gonna pull over. He didn't realize that I was on a lap, so that put us on the back foot for now, but you still need to deliver. So we are currently in P14, I think, trying to get into Q3, of course. Oh no, we are P17, never mind. So the first lap definitely wasn't enough. I didn't practice a single Q1, I didn't practice Q2, and just started on that day with quali practice. Haven't driven Brazil since esports. This was quite a challenge, so I was a bit rusty on this track, but we still have a good baseline from the esports setups, and you know, it's Kiefer, so usually a track over the last few years that suited me pretty well. And we're currently improving a lot. We should improve up to 4/10 at least. That should be the minimum. And it's right now looking alright. Oh wait, no, not 4/10. We made actually another mistake. I wasn't sure if that was true. Never mind. I'm in a different timeline. I'm sorry. But here we go, crossing the line with a 2/10 improvement, only a 0.216. Not sure if that is gonna be through. And it is. P11 for now. Maybe some other cars are gonna beat us. Two more did beat us, so we finished P13 ahead of our teammate Liam Parnell from Red Bull Racing. Oracle Red Bull Racing Esports. So now, the fastest lap in Q2, there was no incident with traffic or anything, so you can see we made a little mistake here, turned in too early, had to correct it, but we still gained time. It wasn't a fast first sector, I think it was like a low 7 or high 6. Oh no, it was a low 6, that's actually not too bad, considering turn 2. But there's of course lots more time to find, and we need to find it, otherwise we are in big trouble if we want to get through. Another snap here, a little bit of understeer always in this corner, holding the brakes to rotate it on the front, and now making our way through the Albon hairpin where he got spun out a couple of years ago, braking for the final corner, and now it's all about getting a good exit, and we didn't get any wheel spin here this time, so decent, biggest time gain from any corner in this one. Down the straight, really important. And you can see I'm smiling, I'm happy, because this is gonna be the fastest lap of the session for now, 8.75, and we finished in P3 for Q3. That is a decent lap, really happy. Considering we didn't practice a lot, that is a positive. You know, I'm struggling with getting to Q3 on this game, so seems like we're making progress on this eventually. And now this is already our final run in Q3. Let's see, the delta going over the split, it's a 6.82, so it's slower than our Q2 first sector. Of course, that can also be related to I had an old set of tires on the first run, and so it's a bit more tricky to get used to the better grip, but no excuse, that is just a badly driven sector. We had a lot of time to find. You can see we're gaining so much time from these old tires, and I think our delta was like a 7.3. Yes, no, 7.2, 7.3, something like that. So our improvement right now is looking alright-ish, not too fast, not too slow, but I'm of course miles off the pace in terms of pole position. It's still gonna be decent, and we are crossing the line for a 106.820, which on that day I only driven a 0.7, I think a low 7 or mid 7 in online, so this is not too bad. We've been half a tenth roughly off our PB on the day, so it's a fairly solid performance in qualifying. Of course not where we want to be, but positives to take away. We made it to Q3, and now for the race start we had a really good reaction time. We got good traction, a bit better than Jake Benham, and Benham is sending it deep. We need to be careful because he's still alongside another car, and he actually collides with us, moves a bit to the left. With that, Alfie Butcher slipping through. We are taking the inside line back, and actually over the course of the race you will notice we have way better straight line speed than Alfie. but we have to dip for now. I'm seeing a gap here. I'm quite optimistic. Alfie doesn't notice it, so we are taking it a little bit safer. Now I'm under attack from Luke Smith, and we make a little bit of contact. That was probably more on my end, sorry for that. And now defending so he doesn't get through right away. Holding position, so we started P8 and we are still in P8. Unfortunately, we lost the position to Alfie with the incident with Jake, and now we are skipping to lap 13 because otherwise you want to see F1 esports kind of train videos. That's not what I want to show. So here we go. The first attack, we're using our ERS, and you can see our straight line advantage is quite massive, even without the slipstream. Now we are back in the slipstream, we are gaining a little bit of time back, not even using ERS, sending it late, and with that we are sending him into Benham because he has to brake even later. And with that, the move is done. Fairly solid, fairly easy. But it's not meant to be over yet, surprise, surprise. So we are currently up into P7, where we should be, considering the start. Or maybe even P6. Now behind Jake. And in the next corner, look at this. I have no idea what happened. It makes no sense to me. Just a sudden snap out of nowhere and no grip. Now Alfie hits us. And hits us again. And hits us again. And we lose control here. So no chance. And then he's right ahead of us with the contact model. I don't know. He seemed to be lagging a little bit. So I don't know, that contact looked strange. With that, Luke Smith slept through and we lost 2 positions. So now we are back into not even P8 but P9. And then Otis Lawrence behind is pushing big time with ERS because he's probably thinking I have wing damage, which I didn't at this point. So I had to use my ERS so he doesn't get ahead of me. Luke Smith is overtaking Alfie Butcher. And this is all not going really well. I have no clue what happened with this snap, but even in turn 2 on this lap you could see, if you play it back at slow speed, we had a little bit of an oversteer snap because of a frame skip. So Luke Smith is pitting in lap 17, and we are now gonna do opposite to Alfie Butcher, which might not be the smartest thing to do, but then you can also see pit entry. We nailed that pretty much. Also no practice for that. Reaction time for that little mini game in tire swap, and let's see. The pit exit, always crucial. Of course you have to nail it. Also in Interlagos it's a more interesting one because you actually have to send it on cold tires. So there you go. Went through there smoothly. And next up you can see Alfie Butcher in the pit lane retired because he sped into the pits and then retired. And we get the fastest lap in lap 20 to 21. Let's see where we will get out. We had Jake Benham ahead of us, but he was way further ahead. We still managed to get a decent undercut, which meant we are now within his DRS again and we are back in the game. That is the most important thing. So we recovered from everything that happened earlier, aside from Luke Smith overtaking us. Now in this lap, Jarno was pitting lap 23. So he had really fresh rubber on his car, and he's coming out behind us in P10 with a 1.2 second gap roughly. He's gonna close in fairly fast, exactly in 2 laps. And because of course we are not stupid, we want to focus on our own race. Jarno is not a threat for us. We're not fighting him for position. We can use him. We can use him to maybe get past Luke Smith and catch up to the train ahead. So I'm braking earlier, letting him through. And on this lap as well, Dylan Warren, you can see one of the guys that didn't pit yet. I don't know what they were doing. Jarno's now attacking Luke Smith, and ahead there's another car that didn't pit yet, and he's letting everyone go by. It's Will Lewis, aside from me. He's not letting me by, and in the whole middle sector as well. So we have to be optimistic. We have to make sure we are not losing the DRS from the guys ahead. So we're sending it into the hairpin, getting past Will. Not a big task, but you know, it's still a crucial move. If we collide there, it's game over. And we are now behind Luke again. Ahead, Jake Benham for P4 and P5, fighting with Wilson. And for some reason, Luke Smith is losing it on the curb. We have to avoid him. Good reaction time. And now we are into P7, so actually we are finally making up ground. Otis Lawrence is also behind us because of these back-market cars that didn't pit like Lewis, Will Lewis, because they gave him DRS with that, so he could close in a bit earlier. And for some reason, I nearly spun out Wilson here. I don't get it again. This contact model is super weird, so I yielded that position. I didn't go for the move because that would have not been fair, no matter how weird that was. And with that, Otis went past, so we are back into P8, but now on the straight, we have, of course, the straight line speed. We can see Otis is flashing, Wilson doesn't have DRS, and there's enough of a gap, but Wilson doesn't leave any space. And our wing is damaged. Wilson also nearly taking out Otis. In the meantime, we're getting past Wilson with the broken wing for now. But this is, of course, way less than optimal. Our race is basically finished with this. And it's super frustrating. In the end of this lap, we had no ERS, and of course with the broken wing, I'm not gonna fight Wilson anymore in any way hard. So we are taking precaution and not making it too rough for anyone, because I don't want to get spinned out with another crash or anything. So now it's just heads down, see what we can do until the end, and he's pushing us onto the grass again. So I don't know what Wilson was doing, but it wasn't his best day, I would say. Anyways, this is the end of the race. We finished in P8. I hope you liked this video. Give it a like, subscribe, and hit the bell. Check out the other socials. I will see you in the next video. Peace.